because I think you're right. Gen Z's really good at just making everything into a meme.
Yes.
Everything's a joke. Everything's memed. Even super serious things now, it's not very long before they are a meme.
Right.
And I love that.
We like it.
Let's just fucking joke.
Not grandpa dying.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Not grandpa shitting his pants. Not us putting grandpa in a home. You know?
Not us pulling the plug. Taking a picture with your hand on the outlet.
Yes. That's it. No, that's it right there.
Lights, camera, action.
UPS, you piece of shit.
I was like, you know what I want to do one day? I want to join a gang.
We're in 2022. Upgrade the cameras.
Yeah.
We can see Saturn and shit, but like I can't get a clear picture of someone robbing the gas station.
That was the greatest night in the history of television.
Did we do it?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think we paused long enough.
That's what they say at the right. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's how you know.
Or one of these.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay.
Right. Okay. So
that was a millennial pause.
yeah,
We just did that.
we did it.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome and welcome back to Redband Podcast, your official hump day podcast. I guess, to get you over the hump. And if you're a millennial, you got a big hump to get over here because we're going to talk about something that's going to attack you.
Right.
You're being attacked. So I guess we're technically millennials.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But the thing that we're talking about today, I don't do it.
I don't think I do it either.
Yeah.
I don't post a lot of videos of myself talking either.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you mentioned maybe which is funny. It's like when you make a TikTok. Well, I guess the thing is that they say, okay, like, and then they get into their thing. But I guess I was going to say you could probably cut that out if you were making a TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, like, why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like part of maybe it's like on purpose that we do that. Not we, but us millennials.
Yeah, I've wondered that too. Maybe that's more the creator or editor mindset because
Sure.
I see those videos where you see. Let me rewind. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, and that's okay. We don't
okay.
do it. Let's just say that.
We don't
do
do
it. And we also don't post videos of ourselves talking. Well, okay.
Other than this podcast.
Okay, yeah. Okay. But like not with my cell phone in my face.
Yeah. What we're talking about
Yeah.
is this new thing. Well, it's not a new thing, but this topic seems to be surging a lot more lately.
Yeah.
Called the Millennial Pause. A lot of people are talking about the Millennial Pause.
Yep.
What is that, you might ask? Well, if you've ever seen a video that someone posts of themselves, recording themselves, you see their hand usually coming back from hitting the record button, and there's a brief moment of pause before they start talking.
Yeah.
Like they're making sure the video is rolling, is actually filming and recording them before they start talking.
Yes.
And Gen Z is referring to this as the millennial pause.
Right.
Yeah.
You bring up something interesting. I'll just say the fact that the finger's coming back. And to me, I guess I was just not realizing that being a distinct quality, which makes a lot of sense that the millennial wants to use both hands to express themselves. And the Gen Zer, they're more into the close up, I think. The millennial, they like the mid shot.
Yeah.
The Gen Z, they like a little more of a close up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the other thing that I was going to get at a little bit earlier is the editor mindset in me.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I never have videos like that I know of is I'm like, cut that part out.
Right.
Trim that part down just because I want the video to be clean. I don't want people to see it. It's like it breaks the illusion.
Yes.
Seeing that I hit record and I'm taking a moment to pause.
Yeah.
So I think if I've ever done that, I probably just cut it out, you know?
Yeah.
And I've always wondered, why don't other people do that? I guess if it's a Snapchat story or Instagram story that's happening in real time, you can't. But interesting phenomenon, interesting thing being pointed out, this millennial pause. Now, what they're saying, what people are saying it comes from is because in the early days of things like Snapchat, Instagram stories, things like that, when you hit record, there was a slight delay before it actually started recording.
Yes.
So we were, what's that, Pavlov's dog?
Yeah, we were Pavlov's dogged.
Yeah, we were the old P dog. We got P dogged. Pav dog. Because we were trained to wait a second.
Yes.
Because we had to. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what they're saying. They're like the millennials, they were trained to wait a second because there was a delay. And so now, no matter what, even though recording now is pretty much instant, they still wait. Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
And this, I don't know about you, but that brought up a nostalgia in me. Mm-hmm. I immediately went, oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I remember that. I remember, you know, and I guess I will say if I'm ever sending a video of myself talking, it's to one direct person.
Yeah.
A friend or a family member who I'm responding their snap with my snap of me saying something. And yeah, in the past, I do remember that there was a delay. And you got accustomed to it, and then you knew like you don't start right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that still applies to TikTok.
Right.
Because like TikTok, you have the countdown timer.
Right.
I guess you can put it. So I guess you can also take it off.
Sure.
But I would think, just use the countdown timer when that baby hits 1. I'm curious if a millennial would still wait.
Right.
Like it hits 1 and it starts recording, if they would still pause and okay, and then go into it.
Exactly. And to me, like when you first brought it up and we started like looking at it, I went like, well, as I guess the way I think as a millennial, maybe that's millennial, maybe it's adult way of thinking is, well, I'm going to make sure that everything's right before I proceed.
Yeah.
I'm going to give myself a moment to wait for any malfunctions to arise.
Yeah.
Right? And if they do arise, then I will not continue. I will take care of said malfunction and then I'll get back to it. And to me, that's just what it felt like. It just felt smart to me. Yeah. Why would one press record and immediately start babbling?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I think if you ask even any YouTube creator out there, they hit record, they compose probably, and then, what's up, YouTube?
Hey, guys, I'm here on Skid Row, and I'm going to feed the homeless today. You know? Something like
exactly.
That. Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's an interesting thing. The counter argument that they have, I don't know if it's millennials have this, but that there's something called the Gen Z camera shake or Gen Z shake. Mm-hmm. And this is basically the thing that Gen Z does, which is they just shake their phone and then they go into whatever they're talking about. They'll be like, oh, okay, you guys. So, and then they're like usually running into the house and then they sit down. They're like, all right, I was just at the grocery store. The craziest thing happened. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's supposedly the counter to Millennial Pause, Gen Z shake.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I really liked the breakdown of that.
Yeah.
Because it really talked about Gen Z's response to growing up with the internet established. Yeah. Right? As millennials, we grew up with, and it's like they said it even, like we grew up like almost like parallel to the internet. Like as the internet grew older and developed, we grew older and developed. Yeah. And we matured and the internet matured like all at once to this point now where we're at. And for them, it was established when it was given to them. It was already like, boom, set in stone. Everything that we had to learn, like the waters we had to learn to navigate, not saying they don't have to learn how to navigate those waters. It's just there's a little more direction, a little more guidance that people like us, had to go through, but like they already had a little bit of a rule book, like a guidebook, rather than us who would just had to like get established with it. And so I like though that the way that person said it, especially the way they said that their response to growing up in internet culture while it seems like their material world is collapsing around them, is to become incredibly ironic online with the expectation that you are someone who should be online. And if you're not, then there's something wrong with you, right? Like, I guess it's like the modern day version of jocks and nerds, except it's like if you're either on the internet or you're fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
You know, you're a freak. Like, what is your issue? Like,
Yeah.
why don't you have, you know, an aesthetically pleasing Instagram?
Exactly. And yeah, the person on TikTok went crazy into depth. Like,
Yeah.
what did she say? She had a minor in sociology or something
Yeah, she
like
did
that?
say that. Which she, you know, I'm glad she caught herself because she was just like, hey, she was almost saying, I'm just a chip off the old block, and I don't know much about much, but I'm gonna just give you unsolicited facts off the top of my head as if they're true. But then she dropped and you know what? Being millennials, I'm gonna need you to give me a little credential before you just start saying words. Okay,
Right.
The letters after the name matter a little bit to me, even though I have no letters after my name.
Exactly. Yeah, so her TikTok username is Coco Mako,
Shout out.
COCOMOCOE, EIEIO. And yeah, she really went into some depth about it, going a smidge, not overboard, but what was the word you used? You were like,
There was
reach.
a stretch.
It was a stretch to
Yeah.
say that. Basically, she was saying that the Gen Z camera shake is an act of aggression.
Yeah,
Is that the
yeah.
term she used? Act of aggression?
Or it was like aggression or like pretty much like defiance, like rebellion.
Act of rebellion, I think
Yeah.
is what it was.
Which was
Against
it was just
internet.
like that would have to be like, I mean, that would fall into like a collective unconscious mind, which
Yeah.
makes sense. Anyways.
Yeah, and so she went super into depth, but here's a TikTok that we pulled up. I'll play it right here. That kind of just a visual aid for you.
What is a millennial pause?
Like you press record and then you go, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do my makeup.
Okay, today.
Okay, I went to Walmart.
What is a millennial?
Yeah. So
Right.
exhibiting the millennial pause.
Yeah. And this is what I'll give Gen Z credit for. They really have a knack for pointing out subtle behaviors, like, and really drawing a lot of attention to them. And I think it comes from their ability to make you feel insecure about everything you do.
Yeah.
You know, they're really good at going like, why do you do that? That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know, I forget the comment we got on our TikTok. That was maybe, oh yeah, it was okay
Oh,
with
yeah.
a question mark, which like that to me, like that's the heart of a Gen Z insult, which is basically like, I'm not going to energize anything you're doing.
Yep.
You're odd to me, like get out of my face. And
Yeah.
I think they're really good at catching subtle. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is if we do it, we may not know we do it. And there may not be any other way to test it out besides trying to forget this conversation and then trying to make a video at some point where we like try to just see if it's a thing.
See if it happens. Yeah, if
Yeah.
we ever catch ourselves in the future.
Exactly.
Or maybe right now you're listening to this going, oh my God.
Right.
There's probably people frantically just, oh no, scrolling through all their past videos to see if they do the pause.
Right.
Send us your best millennial pause.
Please do.
Now, I do want to say, I don't take offense to it again because I don't do that. I don't think I've done the millennial pause. I don't take offense to it. But if I were to make a comment,
Yeah.
I would say it's funny to me that Gen Z is talking to us about millennial pause, which is
Sure.
like maybe not even a whole second of a
Yeah.
pause. That's coming from a group of people who will spend 5 seconds out of a 10-second video pointing like this at a title and staring at the camera. And then they look at the title, right? They're like, point at it some more. Like, oh, this video's about to be crazy when it starts in 30 minutes. Talk about a fucking pause. Get on with it.
Yeah. We don't need that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that, guys.
Yeah. What is the next generation going to make fun of Gen Z for?
Right.
And it has me thinking. I'm not a psychologist, sociologist, so I'm just pulling at strings here, pulling at straws. Is that
Pulling
what-
at straws.
Whatever.
Flinging on strings.
I'm just talking out of my ass.
yeah.
But it's interesting to think about, okay, we had that behavior develop because of a technological thing that we were introduced to the internet with. What's a behavior that Gen Z is developing, I wonder, that the next generation will be like, oh, the Gen Z, besides the Gen Z camera shake.
Right. I think it's nihilism. I think I think the generation after Gen Z is going to go, holy shit, you fucks are depressed.
Yeah.
You don't see the beauty in anything. No, and maybe not. I don't want to go completely there. I think Gen Z's kids will be their kids will grow up realizing like that their parents don't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm stumbling through my shit. I think they're going to realize their parents don't take anything seriously, or maybe they don't take anything seriously and yet they take some things too seriously.
Yeah.
Right. And that might confuse these children. And then they may, in response, basically that Gen Alpha is going to be conservative as fuck.
You think so?
Yeah. And you know what? I mumbled through all that, but that's what I was trying to get to right there.
Yeah, I think I was thinking kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
They're just going to flip.
It's going to flip.
They might be, hopefully not, but they might be a generation of just too serious. Everything's too serious.
Okay.
People already are losing the ability to joke.
Right.
Because there's so little now you can actually get away with joking about. What if we're just slowly drifting into like a super strict no laugh zone? Like,
Yeah.
is that, I mean, it may be a little over dramatic.
Right.
But something to that extent, because I think you're right. Gen Z's really good at just making everything into a meme.
Yes.
Everything's a joke. Everything's memed. Even super serious things now, it's not very long before they are a meme.
Right.
And I love that. We
like it.
Let's just fucking joke. Let's just laugh. If we can't laugh at ourselves or laugh at the world, what else do we have?
Right.
It's very difficult. But yeah, then I think maybe after that, they're like, God, you guys can't take anything seriously. Mom, Dad, Grandpa's over here. Everything's a joke.
Right. Not Grandpa dying.
Yeah,
you
right.
know?
Oh, not, yeah.
Not Grandpa shitting his pants. Not us putting Grandpa in a home. You know?
Not us pulling the plug. Taking a picture with your hand on the outlet.
Yes. That's it. No, that's it right there. Oh my God. That is so funny. No, yeah, I think that's exactly, I think that's what it could be. Or like you said, it could turn into them taking everything too seriously. Now, maybe it could go the other way. Maybe the generation after Gen Z, because of the because they're going to not take things seriously that our parents took seriously and that we might even take seriously. Like,
Yeah.
I'm willing, if I have a kid, I feel like I'm willing to let them do whatever. But I think there's still that part of me that if they didn't want to go to college at all,
Yeah.
I'd probably still like wince a little. You know what I mean? I'd probably be like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Maybe you should try one semester, I'd probably say, right?
Yeah.
I'd be a little more open.
Yeah.
Than, and my mom's very open, thank God. She never pressured me. But still, and that laid a foundation for me. But that's still something she took very seriously. That's something I've taken kind of seriously, but I still see the value in.
Yeah.
And I think a Gen Zer, they may see a little less value in that. Like, fuck it, go be a bohemian. Who gives a shit?
Or just do what I did and make some TikToks.
Right.
Made way more money.
Right.
And now I don't have college debt.
Hey.
Only ice in my veins, no debt in these veins, baby. Yeah. So that's something I hope they get made fun of for, is their fucking broccoli ass haircuts. Dude.
Yeah, that's the one.
Chop that tree down real quick, please.
Now I do think it's funny, like you talked about the no laugh zone kind of shit, and what that seems. Okay, so you think about like the issues that we have maybe with our grandparents or our elders, and if they're like any sort of like racist or like misogynistic, or like we're a little more willing to let jokes slide.
Yeah.
But like there's a point still, I think, where we're kind of like, whoa, that's fucking crazy, grandma. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you cannot say that shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's wild, So what's funny to think is like we already have that. So when we have grandchildren, like what are they going to think of us if we even... I'm trying to think of anything that we like as millennials could still like maybe joke about, maybe like we're quoting Superbad and we're old and they're like, what the fuck? Like, you cannot say that shit. You know what I mean?
I've always thought that too. I'm like, what will it be for us
Right.
in the future? Like, what will be blasphemous
Right.
that we say?
Right.
You know, because I feel like it's happening so rapidly now
Yeah.
that it's hard to imagine what we could possibly say.
Yeah, I wonder if
have
it'd be
no
like
idea.
if we were like, oh, fuck a duck. And
Yeah,
they'd
yeah.
go, what the hell? You know, there's people who actually like do that. Or like the future is like full vegan.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't what? Like, that's a sacred creature. Like, don't say fuck a duck. That's like saying, God damn it, you know?
Yeah, or that would be like your kids going through a book, like a photo album,
Yeah.
and seeing you eating a picture of you eating a burger,
Right.
and they're like, "Oh my God, Grandpa, you're eating a burger? What's next?"
What's next? Like I just can't even with my grandpa. My grandpa, I mean, I always saw him as a sweet man, but if we're going there, like that's a trend that is becoming definitely more prominent, which is like looking into people's pasts and finding something more morally questionable.
Yep.
And then what is morally questionable in the future?
Yeah.
Is it eating a burger? And do your grandkids like cut you off because of it?
And like we say that, right? And it sounds crazy.
Right.
But it's not that crazy because we made a prediction at the very start of this podcast. We made a joke.
Yeah.
I think we referenced it a couple times. I just have to keep referencing it because it still blows my mind.
Yes.
We made a literal joke. We're like, oh my God, someday it's going to be offensive to call aliens aliens.
Right.
And they're going to get all politically correct about it. And shit you not even a week later, Demi Lovato comes forth and is like, it's offensive to call an alien an alien.
Yep. She said you have to call them unearthed people. Just joking.
Unearthed people.
Like unhoused people.
Yeah.
And it's just it's not that crazy. And maybe that's the millennial in me though.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that's the millennial. Maybe when I'm old, I'm going to be like, oh, I can't even eat a goddamn hamburger without my fucking grandkids fucking posting me online.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're like, dude, it's like not even that bad. Like, we just told you to like consider that it's ethically sourced. And I'm like, no, I'll just fucking eat tofu fucking patties. All right. Fuck.
And they're
You
like,
know?
actually, that's a problem too.
Yes.
Because
They're like, actually, like we found out that like tofu was like being made by like little kids in China.
Yeah.
And, like,
next to the iPhones.
yeah.
and Kylie's cosmetic line.
Right.
I don't know. Or even, how about this? Spanking.
Ah, that's a good one.
You know, that used to just be, they used to literally hit you in school.
Right.
Bust out the old paddle.
Right.
If you went to one of those religious schools, the nuns would come by and hit you on the hand with a ruler or something.
Right.
I mean, then in that time, they just thought that was normal.
Right.
It's crazy to think, you know, because we look at that, we're like, what the fuck? If a teacher put hands on me, you can't even, as a teacher, you can't even say anything in a class anymore. And you got some kid opening their mouth, you know what I mean? And so to think that like they used to just be able to whip out a pizza paddle and
Right.
beat the shit out of you is like mind blowing. And I bet they never thought that would go away or that they'd come under fire for that.
Of course not. That to them, that was like, and they scoff at the idea that, and then you can give them all the evidence in the fucking world.
Yeah.
And they're just like, that's insane. Like, you got to hit your kid, you know? Imagine advocating to like hit your kid. Yeah. I think that's the Gen Z in me where I'm like, imagine like wanting to hit your kid so bad that you could be presented with evidence that tells you don't have to hit your child.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, man, like I got to hit this kid. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucked. But once again, what that reflects on to me is the fact that that person was hit as a child. And if you conflict with what they know, which is that this is how you raise a kid, then that means they didn't have to get hit growing up either. And they could have avoided a lot of pain and heartache by getting the shit kicked out of them by their parents.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy that if your grandparents are still alive,
Right.
there's a really high chance that they probably got the shit beat out of them by their parents all the time, the fucking time.
Yeah.
All the time, for everything. Everything.
For everything.
Literally waking up and you just get
Yeah.
what you're waking up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go back to bed.
Yeah. Wait, I thought I taught you how to tie your shoes bunny ear style.
Yeah.
Why are you doing loop-de-loop?
Fucking every single thing, man.
Yeah.
So it's
it's crazy.
know. Or what if a book like Twilight someday is banned in the future?
Oh.
It's like, what if vampires actually end up being real, right?
Right.
And then they're like, well, we can't display them in that way.
Exactly. Like, whoa, this is super offensive to them.
Yeah. I bet cars,
Right.
gas cars will probably be shit on for ever driving in a gas powered anything.
And I think that's one where Gen Z can still get got.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
They can get got there.
Oh, well, and actually Gen Z will probably get got for electric cars. There's always something, right? You drove an electric car once.
Right.
There's always something.
Yeah, because like they'll be like, now we got cars that run on like recycling. Like
Yeah.
they run on like fucking old Coke cans.
Yeah.
And like you were still like mining fucking shit for the batteries of the electric cars.
Yeah.
That they'll probably, I think that I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
They'll get shit on, they'll get canceled for that one.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, probably. I guess I'll leave us with something cool, something totally unrelated to what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
That I'm seeing pop up today, but I guess there was a pretty big breakthrough in nuclear fusion.
Oh,
Did you see that?
Shit.
Did you see that? Nuclear energy?
You know what? I didn't see it.
Now you know.
Well, I'm going to need you to tell me what the hell happened, friend.
So I guess you ever see, yeah, of course you have. You've seen Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Dr. Octavius. Otto Octavius.
Yep.
You know how he like creates that thing and it's like the power of the sun in the palm of his hand, he says? It's like a little ball and it's like just so much energy in this little compact thing. I'm dumbing it down, of course, because I don't know the science behind it. But that sounds like basically what they did. Wow. They achieved that. They were able to finally funnel a certain amount of energy into this like cylinder thing. And the output of energy was more than what they were putting in.
Okay.
And they said that it was like a little tiny sun.
Wow.
And it was contained and it was controlled. And for that little bit of time, they like had a major breakthrough in nuclear fusion or nuclear energy or something.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And the guy on this other video that I saw was talking about just how fast it was traveling. And I'm starting to, it sounds to me like it could potentially lead to light travel, like really fast space travel. Because he was saying it traveled 1 inch faster than light travels in a second or something like that.
Wow.
I'm misparaphrasing it, but like he said it was really, really fucking fast. It traveled so fast. And that's wild.
That is very wild. I hope we use that to advance civilization and not to destroy it.
No, it will destroy us because that's the one thing humans know how to do very well is destroy themselves. And like you hear that and it's like free energy for everybody. Nah, nothing comes for free. They will find a way to make you pay.
And that's what, like, you know what, you want to talk about things Generation Alpha or Beta will fucking shit on us about. I mean, if they're alive.
Yeah,
Let's just say that. Like, if they survive. They'll look at us and go, like, you guys are insane. Like, you guys found out how to give everyone free energy and you turned it into a fucking weapon.
Yep.
They'll be like, that's why we're living in the fucking Last of Us. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we actually are living in that. It'll be written on like subway walls, just like instead of like online, it'll be them just writing like shitting on their elders on the subway walls, like fucking hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
But that's pretty amazing. I wonder if they did that here. Do you think?
I don't know.
Sandia Labs, Los Alamos, maybe?
Who knows? Yeah, they've been chipping away at it.
Yeah.
I want to see. Let me make sure I got that right.
Let's have a look-see real quick. Let's get a Jamie.
Yeah, right. We need Jamie.
Jamie, can you check that for us here? We're our own Jamies.
Yeah, we have to be.
I don't have time for a damn Jamie.
Or money.
Yeah,
I don't know what a Jamie costs, but I'm assuming it's expensive.
A Jamie costs a lot, man. A Jamie's making a lot of money. I'd much rather actually be a Jamie than a Rogan because Jamie just gets to pull up shit. He like dodges every bullet. Like no one's mad at Jamie.
Yeah.
No one's like Jamie's morally questionable. Everyone's just like Rogan's morally questionable, but like no one has anything to say about Jamie.
I mean, this guy's talking about it on TikTok, but there was someone else I saw on Instagram, and he was the one who was talking about like the speed of it. But here's this guy.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this breakthrough in energy you've been hearing about for the last 48 hours out of Lawrence Livermore National Labs. Because if you were to listen to it from the reporters, I get the very distinct feeling they do not understand the magnitude of what occurred. The scientists and engineers do, and that's why they are up in arms. Okay, you know how people have been saying, oh, well, fusion energy is decades down the road? It's not, though, because they just did it in Southern California. Like
Southern California. Okay.
That's it. They achieved fusion energy. They put a certain amount of power in. They created, in essence, a small sun about the size of a pin and the head of a pin, and they attained more energy out. By definition, that is the attainment of fusion energy, is a reproducible effect.
Fusion energy.
Right.
Yeah. The power of the sun in the palm of our hands.
And it's only going to get bigger than a pin.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. That's like this, this guy was saying it's amongst one of the all-time greatest breakthroughs, like the wheel or sliced bread.
Right.
Amongst some of the greatest breakthroughs of all time.
The wheel or sliced bread.
Yeah. Those are the top two.
Yeah. Or the pocket pussy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I had to.
What an achievement in human history.
I can't help myself sometimes. I got a problem. No, it really is. And I really like how he said that the reporters, that they don't understand the magnitude.
Yeah.
And I think that's, it's just one of those things where I hear that and I'm wondering why we're not throwing a celebration. Why are we not losing our fucking minds?
You know why? Because if it wasn't for this, you wouldn't hear that anymore.
You wouldn't even know it.
You wouldn't even know.
Right.
Because it's just like, here's another mass shooting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's someone else who's canceled.
Right.
Here's something to something else to focus on rather than this incredible scientific breakthrough.
Yeah. It's amazing. It is amazing. The way we act about a mass shooting, we should be acting about this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We should be like losing our fucking minds and that's where, if there's anything I hope for future generations, it's that they recapture the imagination on a mass scale of what's possible for humanity. Because we're definitely stuck at a point where we seem to be merely worried about social affairs.
Yeah.
And I think like as much as I'm a super out there like spiritualist type fuck, the science really needs to that's the thing where it's like there should be like it's like an Interstellar, how like NASA gets disbanded and has to kind of move underground and they barely have enough funding to get one rocket together to try and like get everyone off the earth. Like that's kind of where we're headed.
Yeah. Yeah, where's all the Tarses?
We need Tarses.
I like the Matthew McConaughey whistle.
Yeah.
Tars.
Yeah.
Tars. Where's all the Tarses?
Yeah. We should have an army of Tarses. Nope, there I go again, being a human, thinking about armies and weapons. No, it's just like, I'm really glad you brought that to my fucking attention, because when I go on TikTok, all it is just fucking edits and fucking analysis of the last of Us episode, which I love, don't get me wrong, but it's just another representation of how we are we're just not getting the information we should be getting. When I at work I be on like when you're on, I never had Bing. Remember Bing?
Yeah, Bing.
That's like Microsoft's Google, right?
I don't think I ever used it, but yeah, I know.
And now I use it because I use Microsoft at work, and it's like, because I don't use Google Chrome, and like, when you open up the thing, it immediately gives you news.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that on there once.
Wow.
All I saw was the guy who killed the chicks at the fucking sorority house or whatever the
Still?
fuck. Still that guy. Just like tragedy. All I see is tragedy.
That's it. Yeah, we're just fed tragedy. That's a whole tangent we don't need to go on. But yeah,
No.
it's true. We're just nothing but tragedy all the time. And this is like, wow. I'm assuming that's pretty good. That sounds great. I'm sure we'll find a way to fuck it up. But for now,
Right.
it sounds great.
That's hope.
Yeah.
That's hope. You know? And I love that because if that means that, imagine, did you see, this is something I did see,
All right.
that they do have photos of another solar system, of another star like the sun
Yeah.
that's surrounded by planets.
I like that stuff.
Yes.
Spooky, but cool at the same
but
time.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't remember the specifics. It was something I saw. I don't know where I saw it come up, how, but to me, that was very interesting too. Because it was like, there's something there. We should use that shit to travel there,
Yeah.
see what's up.
Explore it.
What are we going to do as humans if we get 100% confirmation that we are as small as our biggest fears?
Yeah.
And that we are, in essence, like bacteria compared to like, galactic civilizations.
Our heads will just implode
They will.
on themselves, and then it will suck stuff in, and that will just become another new universe. And that's how it happens.
And that's the Big Bang.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the Big Bang.
Wow.
Wow.
I guess just go sit on that.
Sit on that for a little bit.
Sleep on that. And then when you're done sleeping on that, subscribe, share, tune in next week, tell your friends. What else? Follow,
Yeah.
send some love, talk to us.
Utilize social media.
Yeah, do that. Until next week, we're just going to leave you on a millennial pause.
Okay.
All right.